Hello guys, gals, and Book Nook pals. It's Buck the Bunny with another unboxing. Today we're doing the Corner Coffee Shop by Could Be. It's the newest entry in the City Walk series. Not quite a Book Nook, but I think it'll serve our purposes. They rate this one a 4 out of 5 difficulty. Assembly time of 5 to 8 hours. Personally, I don't sit still for that long, so it took me a lot longer. Opening up the box, let's see what we got. We got our little Animal Crossing uh, tool bag of accessories and tools. If I can get it open. All right, we'll see what we have in here. Looks like we got a bunch of stuff stuck in there, falling out. Starting with a little screwdriver. A whole bunch of stuff in that bag. We got some preformed food, some pastries and the such, and some metal coffee cups. Oh, there's the second one, grabbing it right there. Okay, let's put those away in the bag. And move on. We also got our little percolator. It is a coffee shop after all. Here we got some glue dots. Glue dots are another thing I'm seeing along with the double-sided tape strips in a lot of kits. They're nice, except they're sometimes a little too thick, and they make the objects look like they're floating. Here you see I've grabbed the little pieces of clear tape they suggest you use to hold down the wires. Personally, I think they're garbage. Uh, you should either be using heat shrink or just better tape or spot weld it with glue. We got a little miniature coffee grinder in here. I like how it's got its own little assembly instructions separate from the kit. Just be careful not to lose it. Tiny screwdriver, and then we got our little LED set bag. You can see in here there's a couple hinges and some screws. This is a moving part open kit that opens up. You can also see the LEDs have the standard configuration of just 3 LEDs and the touch sensor to the AAA battery box. All right, getting the accessories back in that bag. Let's take a look at the runners, and the decals, and the instructions. If you look at the decal sheet, QB usually has pretty high quality decals. They're usually pretty thick, um, which is important in this set since, as you'll see when you build it, there's a lot of curved pieces for the decals, so they need to be kind of resilient to hold on. This is the sheet for all the windows. As it is a storefront, there's a lot of windows in this kit. What I do like, and you'll see in the instructions later, is they give you good reference guides for which windows to use. Just be forewarned, there is film on both sides of the plastic here, so there's a little more work getting it ready to go. Flipping through the instruction book, you'll be happy to see that there's full color instructions on all the pages. I know that's a big thing for people, especially during the Tony Share event. We're noticing it's hard to tell the direction of some pieces. Um, One thing I don't love is they use stickers for the runners on the tables, and I've found personally that stickers never really sit well in that 90-degree angle, and they always kind of look funky at the end. But a lot of details in this guide, a lot of explicit instructions. I like how it's got multiple um, languages, which is also a nice touch. There are a couple steps that are easy to miss, so just be careful. Make sure you look very closely. Those are the wiring instructions right there. They give the lengths to the different LEDs, so you know which ones you're using, and very clear pictures on how to channel it. You'll see on the top left above my finger the pink and green diagram, and that's the diagram of the plastic windows, so you make sure you're using the correct piece. Allowed me to avoid any potential mistakes while I was doing that. For some reason, my video seems to have jumped back in time here. And we're gonna open up our runners and take a look at our runners really quick. I was checking to see if there's printing on the back side. It's interesting to see that the cutout name, and it's a weird use of a decal at the end to fill that in. Here I'm pointing out how the printing has a good thickness to it. It feels like robust, though that did lead to some chip outs while I was popping out pieces on the graphics. There is a bit of AI imagery used here, though. That's me pointing out the books have pretty good details on them. You can kind of make out the words on the spines. Same with the menu. You can kind of see what it is, but you can't really see what it is. And then you have your obligatory cat hiding behind the counter. Again, checking for double-sided printing. That makes me happy every time I see it, because it means that you give thought to the process and the overall build. I never like it when there's exposed pieces that don't have color on them. Again, I'm appreciating the quality of the print here. Not loving that they don't all have double-sided printing. One thing that is really nice is there's a couple accordion pieces. You see me testing the flex on that right now, and it is really nice and flexible on this, which is something I can appreciate. Just continuing to look at all the different pieces. No misspellings, which is nice, because a lot of times with these AI or translation pieces, you get words that aren't spelled correctly. Here, we really don't see that issue too much. I do recommend adding a dimensional magic to the upholstery on the chairs and the couch to kind of give it a little more of a pop. It's something I wish I would have thought of a little more ahead of time. You're also definitely going to need a set of furniture markers for coloring bottoms of these pieces. Overall, it's a pretty straightforward kit. It's a nice mix of the assembly 2D kits with some minor 3D elements. There's definitely room for customization if you're a customization minded person. But if you just want to build it straight out of the box, as long as you stay very close to the instructions, it's pretty straightforward and easy build, not too repetitive. Right here, you'll see the angled wedge piece. That's for the opening of the side pivots out. As you can see, me making the outside movement. Checking the 14 books. 14 a lot better than the 250 you had to make for Abbey Library, so I was happy with that. There's only 7. I was checking for the double-sided printing again. Fortunately, a lot of shelves on the bottom needed to be recolored, so I wish they had that. That's pretty much it for now. Not too bad, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining.